Ahoy there! My name is Jonelle, and this is my weekly blog where I document my 20s, my golden year. I talk about everything from being a nonprofit executive director to a street amateur comedian, a gardener, maybe. I think I might be in my plant stuff that lives era. And also, I vlog about being a wonderful girlfriend and a seamstress and all those great things about my life. So, what happened this past week? Um, this week, I am dressed up because I'm wearing my Black Fae look. And I did a very low vibrational look. I made this jacket. This is actually fabric that I've had for 8 years. I originally used some of it for my prom dress back in my senior year of high school in 2016. And I was like, wow, I actually have a lot of this fabric left. Let me make a pirate jacket. And I'll stand up for you guys. Look at it, it's all green. It's more like magician-y. And then yes, I'm wearing like some shorts, but I just want to show you guys that this is what I made. Do I have the pattern readily accessible? Probably not. Probably not. Nope, I did not have that very close by me. But I made this top as well. It's like a milkmaid shelf top, and it is actually this little thing, but it's actually very comfortable and it's very easy to make. I will be making more of these. Both the jacket with a different material, and then I do have the pattern readily available, but this was the pattern that I used. It is vintage. I did look A for this piece, but I like how there's other options where you can add a sleeve. I did not get a lighter fabric for the shelf part, and I didn't even line it, which it's fine. Like, it was very easy to make. I really liked it, and I can't wait to do more of this because I feel like this is finally me getting into my aesthetic. So I thought I was going to be under the princess core aesthetic, but I'm really digging this pirate look. Like, this tricorn is something that one of my wonderful board members let me borrow for the Ren Faire, where I celebrated Black Fae Day. And I mean, I'm not mad at it. I feel like I am the captain of this ship, and I've been running things since the age of 10. And also my boyfriend, he also loves to cosplay, and he had on a green do-rag and some swashbuckling boots, so he looked like he was a member of my crew, and we were the green team. So why did we dress up this past weekend? Well, we dressed up for Black Fae Day. It is the second Saturday in every May, and it is a celebration of Black folks in the fantasy world. If you grew up watching stuff like The Hobbit, Harry Potter, and things like that, there weren't any Black people. And for some reason, the author's rationale was like, well, of course there's no Black people in this fantastical world where it is literally ruled by your imagination. So that's wild that, Black people couldn't possibly be a mermaid or a hobbit or even a leprechaun. And also, speaking of leprechauns, I did not know that leprechauns were exclusively Irish or like white, because of the guy from the Boston Celtics. Like, to me, I always thought he was like a Black leprechaun. And I was like, well, clearly Black people are leprechauns. Look at this guy. And my dad's like, no, he's white. And I'm like, you can't tell me that the Boston Celtics leprechaun is not Black. I wouldn't even call him a man of color. No, he is Black. Like, he be frying chicken and potatoes for the cookout. But I really love how Black Fae Day is an opportunity for us to celebrate us cosplaying and showing up in these fantasy spaces. Usually people dress up as fairies, but there is a push to say that Fae is not limited to fairies. Like, it is also pirates, like me, goddesses, ogres, trolls. I'm even going to show you. I am a huge fan of Savannah Alexander's art. even though she is a white woman, she does really great pinup style like drawings, and she's always so inclusive of black skin tones, black body types. Like, this is one of the stickers from her sticker. Like, look at this. This is absolutely beautiful, and it is so important that like we see this, that our children see this, that we're not excluded from the conversation about fantasy, because it's weird that like we would be in the first place. Like, why aren't we allowed to be a part of this fantasy? Like, you know, people have qualms about Princess Tiana because she is a princess at the end of the day. But why did she start off so poor? Like, you know, Cinderella, like, she didn't start from the bottom. Like, she was, you know, she had money. They made her cosplay as a slave to make themselves feel better. But Tiana, though, she got it out the mud, like, for real, for real. And at times she's like, I don't even want this princess life. I just want to have my, like, restaurant. Like, her dream was to labor. Like, that's wild. But Princess Tiana is still just an important figure to see, like, a black Disney princess. And I want my child to see themselves in media, like, and I don't want it to be like a big deal either. I don't think in 2040 or 2050, whenever, you know, I pop a child out, that it should be a big deal for them to, like, you know, go to Disney World and have like a black Disney princess. Like, that's just be a world that they already know. They should know that they are included in these conversations around fantasy, also beauty, and like their hair as well. When I cosplay, I do my best to wear my natural hair, or if I wear a wig, it's gonna be a bodacious wig where it clearly isn't my hair. But I want to show people, like, yeah, you can cosplay with your natural hair. I actually I grew up in a household where you didn't go on vacation with your natural hair because it was so hard to maintain. And so the alternative was braids. And I am allergic to weave. Ha! Fun fact about me. I heard you're supposed to actually just soak it in apple cider vinegar and your scalp won't break out. But in the 2 times that I've worn braids in my life, my scalp has broken out. It has itched, and I've barely been able to keep my braids in for a week. And it has been miserable each time because I was traveling, because my mom was like, you gotta wear braids when you travel. And so the first time I went to Germany, I had braids, and I actually almost drowned because I jumped in a pool and I was not used to how heavy braids were, and it sort of like dragged me down, and nobody could tell I was drowning. Like, I had to like fight for my life in this foreign country with this 10 pounds of braids on my head, and you know, nobody helped me. And then the rest of the trip, I didn't go anywhere near the water because I was so scared of that happening again. Because also, like, I couldn't convert the meters to feet. So actually, I didn't know how deep the water I was jumping in. But I'm usually the type of person where I jump in deep water, I go to the bottom, I bounce myself up, and I swim back up. Next time to Germany, I wore my natural hair, and my mom was like, "They don't want you leaving your hair around the place, or their house or whatever." But I was like, white people shed just as much as black people. Like, what difference is my curly hair gonna do versus their hair? Like, their hair is everywhere too. But I've learned to just embrace my natural hair, and sometimes I'll wear protective styles, or I've worn my afro on vacation. I've, you know, wrapped it up at night or braided it down, but you don't know that if you don't see that. Like, that goes back to the whole fantasy thing where, you know, there technically, yeah, there could be a black mermaid, but unless somebody's like showing you that, and it's something that's not like sensationalized, like if, you know, you're watching The Little Mermaid, for example, like the original one with Ariel, like with the white girl, and she has, like, you know, her black siblings, like her, you know, she has the black deaf mermaid. You see that, and it's not like stigmatized, and you're like, okay, cool. But if, you know, it's so rare that every time there is a black mermaid or a black unicorn, that it takes up millions of dollars of marketing money and media coverage, then I think we're doing something wrong. Why we aren't getting to a point where, it's normal for us to like constantly be seen in these spaces. But that's why I like Black Fae Day, and I celebrate this year by going to the Ren Fest. If you're not familiar with that, it's like an way old timey village that is set up in a little like 20 minutes south of Atlanta in Fairborn, and I had a very good time. The cell phone service there is trash, so I was trying to plan a meetup with this group that I'm in, Black Girls Do Cosplay, and we tried to have like a schedule to show people where we would be at certain times, but I personally don't think I'm really good for the meetup life. Like, I didn't quite know what to say to people, and like we had stickers that we were giving out, and I didn't want to just go to every Black person and be like, "Are you celebrating Black Fae Day? Because here's a sticker." Because I am a friendly person, but I also know there are some Black people who are like, "Why are you talking to me?" Or like, also it was gonna be a bigger conversation than just me like popping up like, "Black Fae Day, here's a sticker." But I might be in my trinket era one day, because I do like giving people stuff. And one time somebody came to my store, and I told her, I was like, "Girl, I love your aesthetic." And she was like, "Thanks. Do you want a trinket?" I was like, "What?" And then she like opened her pocket. She had a bag, and it was full of like random stuff, like beads, that are shaped like mushrooms and leaves and pebbles. And I was like, you know what? Usually I don't like when people hand me random stuff, but for you trinket girl, I'm gonna take my little trinket. So that might be me one day, but with shots. I like to give people alcohol, or I also like to give people pizza pockets. Apparently, like, learn how to bake them for Halloween, and my friends love the pizza pockets, so I should make more. And I like the Ren Faire. I don't know if it was the best place to celebrate Black Fae Day though, because it was like super crowded, and it wasn't entirely Black. Like, it was a lot of white people, but we still had a good time. Like, if you're not familiar with the Ren Faire, there are musical acts, there are animals doing tricks. Like, there's a dog carnival. Okay, I don't know how to describe it. They're like pirate dogs. Okay, now I really don't know how to describe it. But you gotta go. They train horses to do stuff. Like, there's jousting. There's everybody's dressed up. This past weekend, they weren't celebrating Black Fae Day as an entire fair, because it's ran by white people in a white-ass town. But they have themed weekends, and their theme was Viking/Barbarian weekend. And at first I was like, I can't do no Viking look. But when I saw this, I'm like, they ate. They really did eat. Like, these white people, they really ate with that one. So, y'all gonna see a Viking cosplay from me in the next year or so, because I was like, I want to do that. Like, that is another reason why I love going to these themed events and being on social media, because I get to see what other people do, and then I'm like, I want to do that. Like, this year I went on social media, because I was like, what do they do for Black Fae Day? And I was like, I'm gonna do that. I also learned what I don't want to do. Like, I do like putting on makeup, but I am more like an eyeshadow, henna, and sometimes a drawing like on my face, like markings. But ever since the pandemic, I really gave up on lipstick and lip gloss. Like, I used to love wearing lipstick, but because I wear a mask so much, I haven't bought lipstick in years. But I don't know if I would do an entire like face painting thing. And there's no ill will towards those people who do. Like, I see some really great and elaborate looks, but then sometimes I'm like, what do I actually want to do? Like, just because what they doing looks cool doesn't mean you gotta do it. And that's how I am with my cosplays, where I could do more accessories, like, like this. For example, I had like 2 gold chains on. because I was like, pirates, they wear gold chains and, they wear jewelry. But I'm not a type to wear like 3 and 4 bracelets and then things on my upper arm. I sort of want to get to like a middle level where I have a moderate amount of accessories on to really make the look, because I think that's one part about my cosplays and sewing is that I do the bare minimum for looks sometimes, where there's like a little bit more that I could be doing, but I'm not a maximalist. I don't want to wear 15 layers. Like, I look at some of these get ready with me videos and I'm like, that is a lot of laundry and that is a lot of compartments in your closet. I love the look that you made at the end of the day, but I'm not about to wear 3 shirts. Like, that's 3 shirts, 3 different colors. Where do you put it in your closet? What does your closet look like? What does wash day look like? I have just the logistics major in me and also the environmentalist, because I'm like, how do you have that much clothes? But as you guys see, the back of my my background is my sewing closet. Like, it's just my closet of clothes that I made and my fabric. And as I film these vlogs, you'll probably see it get fuller and fuller of things that I made, because I do gradually add things to my wardrobe. This month I am a sewing fool. I'm a sewing fool. I done made this 2-piece sheer overlay set for frock tails I showed y'all last week. I done made this pirate outfit for this week. MomoCon is less than 10 days away. What have I started on? Absolutely nothing. Absolutely nothing. And I have to make 4 looks because I am me. I can't just be like, oh no, let me wear some I made last year. Okay, I might do it one of the days. One days I might just, pull out that closet cosplay. But I have 2 panels on Saturday morning. First one is on how to be a fly NPC, and the second one is sustainable and thrifty cosplay. So, of course, because they're back to back, I can't do a wardrobe change. But I was trying to figure out a sustainable NPC costume, and it hit me like literally like last night, where I was like, actually, I want to do this character. And that's another issue with my design process, is that the last minute I'll be like, but hold the presses, I could be doing this person. And I think that's in my genes, like being last minute, that procrastinator, it's in my genes. Like, that's literally, my family had decided on one name for me, and then at the very last minute someone was like, but don't we got grandparents Joseph and Nellie? Like, what if we just put the names together? And then they threw out the other name option, just Amber. But they threw out the name Amber, and they're like, yes, Jonelle. So here I am, last minute, con crunching, as they call it. Everyone's like, stop con crunching, you have enough time. No. Con crunching to me gives me so much life. Like, I love a good deadline. I literally invited my friends over my house on Saturday night just so I can have a deadline for cleaning up the kitchen and just working on something. Like, please give me a deadline. So next week, you'll probably see the beginnings of one of my looks. There's one cosplay that I'm spending the most time on. It's still a 2-piece set. But I'm so excited for it, and I cannot wait for you guys to see it. Like, this is something I've actually thought about for months, and I've been trying to, thrift my materials and everything, and it's been a progress, but I'm so excited. I'm so excited. That's why I love this. I love sewing, and I love being creative, and I love getting better. Like, each time I sew, I'm just adding on a new skill and adding on to what I learned before, and just getting better. And also, speaking of sewing, I have a confession to make. I don't know, my one follower, if you've been following along my journey, but earlier I made a video that said I was, that I was on a fabric buying hiatus. No new fabric. And technically, I did not buy this fabric. And technically, I did get rid of fabric. Like, I participated in a fabric swap with Frocktails. And the good thing is, I came with 5 pieces of fabric, and one of which someone immediately snapped up. So I was like, yes, this fabric had been in my stash for years, and I'm glad that somebody finally snatched up. And I went on Instagram and I saw they made a polo with it, so I was like, yes, it's off my hands. I don't have to worry about making something with it. But you know, it's a swap. If you bring, you must take. If you take, you must bring. And so I took 2 pieces, and so I told myself, okay, that's not bad. If you give 4 or 5 pieces, I can't remember how many pieces. Like, there's one that was a lace piece that someone also snatched up. I was so glad. It was like an antique lace from somebody's closet I thrifted a long time ago, and I was so glad this woman, she took the lace. She's like, I'm gonna dye it, I'm gonna do this and that. I'm like, yes, thank you. Another was this bamboo lycra print, and it was like a black Rosie the Riveter, and it says we've been doing it. I love the print when I bought it, but like, I've looked at it for years. I'm like, what am I gonna put this on? Is this really me? Like, I don't do well with like logo mania. So there was that. And then a couple of like sweary florals. Like, it's a really popular thing where people make a print and it's a floral and it has like swear words. And to me, it just wasn't as cute. Like, I ended up getting like a couple of them, but I was like, I'm not gonna use all these. So that was another one. And then there was like this like Raggedy Ann like vintage pattern that was really cute for appliques. And I got it while I was in North Carolina, and I said, I'm gonna do something with it. And I didn't. And that's the beauty of just letting go. Of you finally saying, amen, I've had this, I've loved this, but I'm not gonna do anything with this. Also, can I cuss? I need to look up that on YouTube, because I've been trying not to cuss this past 3 weeks of doing this whole vlog thing, and anyways, so I will show you the fabric that I got, you know, because I was telling myself, I was like, okay, Janelle, you can get some fabric because you swapped and you left with less than what you came with. And also, the fabric that I got is absolutely amazing. And I love how we all had the same reaction to giving each other fabrics. We were like, oh my goodness. And I love how some of the fabric, well, one of the pieces I got was from Aronica, who was the host of Frocktails, who's so gracious and so wonderful and just so kind. So the fact that I was holding this fabric all excited, and she's like, oh yeah, that's the fabric that I gave. And I'm like, oh, I got Aronica's fabric. And plus it's so soft. This is a knit. And look, it's lemons. So what am I going to make with this? Because there's so much, I really want to do some like loungewear. Maybe some joggers. Maybe even some boxers for Fred. Because they are bright and they're colorful. And, you know, I'm trying to just branch out a little bit and make things for people besides me. Wild, I know. And then this next piece. So I'll start this off by saying, Joann's had a Black History Month collection about a year ago. That Black History Month collection didn't even make it to the sales flow. They was buying it and buying it up. And I was telling myself, I was like, Joe, no, you don't need no more fabric. Can you just wait till it goes on sale? It wasn't gonna go on sale. They was snatching up. And when I went to that fabric swap and I saw this, I snatched it up. And then afterwards, they were like, we were taking numbers for the table. And I was like, oh my God. And they were like, no, it's fine. Nobody took a number. Whatever you got, it's probably fine. I was like, thank you. Because there was 2 pieces of it, and it's a pretty big piece, and there's 2 pieces of this on the table, so I only took one. But there was a lot of black women at the event, and this is a quintessential black woman print, and it is a cotton. And I saw people who had bags with similar fabric. You know me, I'm not gonna make no bag. I'm probably gonna make a skirt with this, because I'll show you. They also had patterns at this swap. Patterns. Brand new Nomi patterns. In all sizes. At this fabric swap. Highlight of my life. One of those patterns that they had was designed by a woman who I admire a lot. Very beautiful person, very wonderful person. I've been following her story, and she's just amazing. And I know it's going to sound weird, but she smells really good. Like, I hugged her at QuoteCon, and I was like, this is what I want to smell like as a black woman. She's just amazing. And from the way I described her, you probably know who it is. It is Nefertiti Griggs of the Corny Rainbow. This is one of her Nomi patterns. Look at this. And this is fabulous, okay? And when I saw it, I was like, I was like, my size? And Nefertiti was also at Fractals with her baby, and she looked so cute. Like, they just look so cute together. But yes, look at this fabulous outfit, and it comes in different like variations. Let me see. Can y'all see? Yeah, y'all can see it. But I'm actually gonna make view B for MomoCon for part of my cosplay, and that's all I'm gonna say. So either it's gonna turn out very great, and y'all gonna be like, oh my god, what pattern did she use? Or y'all gonna be like, oh, what pattern did she use? I'm super excited for this look and MomoCon. Next week, you will probably see me very tired. I was actually very tired before I made this video. I know y'all can't tell because I'm like sewing. I'm happy, but child, I was not gonna shoot this video at first. I was gonna be like, y'all ain't getting no video. But I'm challenging myself to really put myself out there, put more emotion in. I feel like the last 2 videos I've been like, I live my life. But now I'm like, I'm turned up. Like, today was a very energizing day, and then talking about my fabric, and shouting out my one follower. Thank you guys, guy person, and probably the Swedes who will eventually find me. I am excited, and I hope you guys are too. And yeah, can't wait to show y'all what's next on my cutting table. So y'all have a wonderful, productive, and amazing week. If not, just survive, and we'll reassess having a wonderful week next week. Bye!